All right, so I started recording the meeting. So again, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here with us. And we really are glad that you chose to be part of Shabab Labs program for this year, which is entitled A Web for Change. As I was saying before, the program will be culminated by a competition by the end of it. And if your team will be selected to be one of the top teams in this program, you will have the chance to win a real dollar money as an award. And definitely we hope we will be repeating this program over the years, and we will be targeting more grades. So for now it's for grade 10, but we will be creating new programs for grades 11 and 12 over the summer, and hopefully Rawdah High School will be with us again next year as we offer these new programs. So as you can see from the name of the platform, it's called Shabab Lab. Shabab is youth in Arabic, as you know. And of course, it's not just males, it's both males and females. And at the same time, lab, because we are really creating a virtual innovation lab for the youth to be able to tinker and experiment and create solutions for real problems that they face in their communities, using the skills that we will equip them within the platform. So basically, I would like to start by the problems that this
Excuse me
platform.
for interrupting.
Yes.
Zainab's trying to enter the class,
Okay, so
the
she's in
meeting.
now.
Okay, thank
So
you.
the problems that we're addressing is that, first of all, as you may know, the unemployment rate in the world is increasing, and it's getting more and more difficult to find jobs, and it's getting more and more competitive in the workplace market. And this is because there's a whole new set of skills that the youth need to acquire in order for them to be ready to take the jobs of the future. And this is exactly what we're doing in Shabab Lab. We are equipping you with the skills that are needed by the future of jobs. More importantly, we are also focusing on innovation, on community engagement, which also are part of employability skills, but also they are important for you to have an enhanced mindset and for you to be able to lead in the world, to be change makers and social innovators in the world. We are doing this in partnership with schools simply because we believe that schools are aware of these problems, they are aware of the opportunities, and they realize the need to integrate these skills in the education system. However, they might be short on this simply because of the lack of resources or personnel or technology or simply financial or capital resources. And this is where we come in to bridge this gap, and we work hand in hand with the schools to provide these skills and life-changing experiences to their students, and definitely enhancing the quality of education and giving them better opportunities in the future. So I would like to give you a small example of one of our alumni, Tariq, who joined us in one of our programs when we were still running as a face-to-face training company for youth, basically. He joined us when he was only 15 years old in a program called Robotics for Good. This was in partnership with Touch, the telecom operator, where using Arduino, the participants in the program created a device, a very minimal device. It's like simply a prototype that helps with a health issue. And his team, as you can see in the picture in the Grand Sarai, they pitched a medical device that will help you with your posture. Basically, it will alert you if your posture is not correct, so that you always have a good posture. Of course, this is a problem, and now with COVID and everybody staying at home on their desk all the time, this is an even increasing problem. Tariq really enjoyed this experience. He worked with other people, he learned Arduino, and he continued learning in the summer after we finished the program, until he told me, like, now I'm an expert in Arduino, which is a very like useful tool to start using robotics and creating electronic solutions. Then he joined us another time in spring 2019 for a program called Virtual Reality for Good, where he created, along with his teammate, a virtual reality app to help solve a mental health issue. However, he didn't win another time. But the third time he joined us in summer 2019 for a program called Internet of Things for Good. He also was using Arduino, and he came up with, along with his teammate, with Rapid, which is a device that detects illegal hunting in Lebanon. And they didn't just win the program, but they also registered their device and their invention as a patent in Lebanon, or what we call براءة اختراع. So he didn't just win, but also he now has a patent, which is a great addition on his CV. It will help him and allow him really to stand out among his peers. Also, he joined us one more time in summer 2020, where we had online programs due to COVID, of course. The program was called Rethinking Politics Through Social Innovation. And by now you can imagine the whole process of social innovation is part of how he thinks. And he did really well along with his team, and they won first place. And now in the summer, they're going to Berlin to attend the Youth Politics Forum in Berlin. But that's not just it, as he also shared with me that he was selected to be part of the Global Young Leaders Conference in the USA, hosted by George Mason University, because of his experience and these programs and these achievements. So this is what we want to happen with you guys. We want you to be like Tariq. We want you to take this journey and live it all. And we don't want it to stop by the end of the program. We want you to use all of the knowledge and the experience you gained in order to continue this journey, because this is how you will be working on standing out from your peers, stand out to get to the university you want, to the major you want, to get the scholarship you want, or to go abroad, to get the job that you want, and to be an exemplary person, not just any person. So this is really what we are working on, and this is how we envision the participants of our programs to be. So how do we do this? How do we equip you with all the skills to make you stand out? We are, first of all, planting the seed of social entrepreneurship in you throughout these hands-on and practice-based, project-based programs. We are fostering your community engagement and problem solving, because in every single program that you do with Shabab Lab, you will be working on a specific problem that your community faces and trying to come up with a solution for it. You will put entrepreneurship learning on top of this project by creating a business plan for this project. And you are also we are promoting technology for good, because in every single program you are going to be learning a specific technology and using it as a tool for you to come up with this solution. So for the Web for Change, I'm going to talk a bit about it. You are going to be using web development as a technology to solve environmental problems in your community. So this is the technology for good aspect. As I mentioned, we started offline. We have been around for 3.5 years now, and we have had great successes, great traction. And we always had a plan to go online, but I would say that COVID has helped us to go online faster than otherwise would have happened. And of course, in terms of languages, we aim to target the entire Arab world. And this is why, in addition to the English language, we are creating content in Arabic as well. I'm going to be showing you the platform in a second. So this is how it looks like. You already received yesterday evening at around 6:30, I believe, your username and password to access the platform. So now you have access to it. And you have also been given access to the program for your class, which is called a Web for Change. This is a demo of the design thinking course, which is also a free course. So in addition to having restricted courses or programs to schools, like the Web for Change, we also have a few unrestricted courses on the platform. And we're going to be adding much more courses for free on the platform during the summer. Now I would like to talk more about the Web for Change. So Web for Change is a program tailored for grade 10 students where they will be creating a web application that solves an environmental problem in their communities. What you will be learning is, first of all, WordPress, how to create a website using WordPress, which is an open source tool and very renowned and popular way to build websites. A lot of big companies use this tool to create websites. This is something that will stay with you after the program is over. This is something that you can definitely put on your CV, and at the same time, it will help you create websites for yourself, for your company, for maybe even to do it as a side job where you can create websites for others, individuals maybe, or small companies, and get paid for this as a side job, if you want to say. Some of our alumni who have been with us in similar programs are now working like that and doing side income from web development services they provide. You will also be doing community engagement, because in order to understand the community problem that you will solve, which is related to the environment for now, you will have to develop a deeper empathy with the people who are facing this problem. You have to understand more about their behavior, their pains and their gains. And to do this, you have to develop this community engagement. And again, the whole idea is that you are creating a solution that solves a real problem in your community. So this is also to strengthen your community engagement skills. Moreover, you are learning about social entrepreneurship, where you will be pitching this project as a social enterprise towards the end of the program, meaning that you will integrate business concepts and business planning in this project as well. And finally, you will be part of a regional competition, as I mentioned, where you are competing over real dollars. I'm gonna quickly go over the outline of the program. So now you have access to the program, which is called a Web for Change, and you have access to the first module, which is called What is Social Innovation? So this is an introduction to make sure we all are on the same page, that you have the basics of social innovation and understand why it's important and why we are emphasizing on it during the program. Afterwards, you will learn more about the design thinking process, which is the framework that we use in all our programs. And it is, again, a very well-known and well-used framework or methodology worldwide when it comes to innovation, entrepreneurship, and design. And applying the design thinking process, you will have to submit your first deliverable in the program, which is called Identify an Environmental Problem. So we will provide you with very simple templates, like probably a one-slide template that you need to fill out with very few words. But of course, you have to do thinking before that. So it's not just like writing anything. You have to follow the process. You have to follow what we're going to be talking about during the lessons. And based on that, you fill this template, you submit it. There is no grade to these submissions. However, it's just to ensure that you are moving in the right pace and you are on track in the program. Because if we don't ask you for anything and at the end we just ask you to submit the final project, there is a higher chance that you won't be able to do it and you will be losing this opportunity. So you have small deliverables or submissions throughout the program to make sure that you are on the right track. And in case there's something that's not clicking or you are not able to follow the process in the right way, we will be able directly to intervene and help you to do it in a better way. So this is the very first deliverable. The second one is afterwards, you will go into market research, where you'll better understand how to do primary and secondary market research, so you understand better the market, and then you will learn web development, where you will be able to create the website that will be a solution. So this is the technology component of it. Afterwards, you will identify the solution that you would like to create. So as you can see, usually, and there's a huge misconception of the process of innovation, people directly jump into the solution. Like if I ask you, how can we solve, I don't know, a certain environmental problem in Lebanon? we are wired, or we are raised, or like we're educated to directly throw solutions at the table. But this is not the right way to innovate and to create effective and meaningful solutions that people will actually use. Instead, we have to follow the process that you can see in front of you. So we have to do a lot of thinking and research and understand the problem before we jump into the solution itself. This is why this is the order that you can see here. So now you know what's the problem you want to solve. You have done your market research. You learned about web development, and you realize what are the options, what are the possibilities that you can utilize with the web development. It is time to think, okay, what does my solution look like? And it's a simple template, one slide template that you need to fill in and upload on the platform. After you do that, you have to put a business layer over this. Why? Because a lot of times the solutions that we provide are unsustainable. What does it mean unsustainable? They don't continue, so they are short-lived. We come up with, let's say, I don't know, a campaign to clean up the beach, okay? But this is a one-time thing, which means that after the cleanup is over, like nobody will care anymore, and then it will take another group to organize another cleanup maybe a year or two later. So this is not a sustainable solution. Instead, we want you to come up with sustainable solutions that will continue and that will have a bigger impact. And also now there's a huge tendency to think of these social projects or social solutions as potential businesses where there's a win-win situation. So there is a win for the owners or the founders or the creators of the solution, and there's also a win for the community, the society, and the planet. So there is no contradiction here. Nobody says that if you want to do good, it has to be always for free, because anything that we want to do will cost us money. So we are saying here, let us have a win-win solution. So you have a sustainable solution where you have to generate enough revenues to cover your costs at least. You do not have to make profit if you don't want to, but you have to at least have ways to generate some money to cover the costs that you need in order to implement the solution. So this is where you upload your social business model canvas, and we go in details on how you have to think about this. And again, it's a one-page canvas that you need to fill and upload on the platform. So finally, you have to put everything together and create a prototype. So this is the prototype of your solution. You will use what you learned in the fourth module, which is web development, to create it. Of course, as well as using what you suggested in your solution to make sure you implement the features. We simply here need snapshots of your website. So you take snapshots or screenshots and you upload them on the platform. And the last step will be to do a pitch. A pitch is another word for a presentation that is used for business, usually presentations, and you will create a video and upload your video pitch to the platform. All right, so this is the modules that you need to create to go through. And we have a timeline for these modules, and you will see on the platform that in the exception of the first module, all the others are still closed. So this is done for a reason. We want to make sure that you have enough time to finish each module, and at the same time, we will be reminding you every time a new module opens. You can see that the deadline and the start date of the next module are not the same. Again, there's a good reason for that, because we want to leverage on asynchronous learning. So this is asynchronous. There are like recorded videos that you will be watching on the platform. There won't be a lot of this live meeting happening. And you want to leverage on like the self-paced option that the asynchronous learning provides. This is why we know that different people will be working in a different pace. Maybe sometimes you have some exams and so on. So we will be basically having this sent to you by email, and you will have it on the platform as well. Just make sure that you finish before the deadline. Again, the deadline will not close the module. So in case you didn't finish before the deadline, it doesn't mean that the module will close. However, your supervisor will be notified and they will tell you like what's going on, why didn't you finish, and so on. So these are the timelines, and yes, these are the deliverables that you need to upload. So first of all, the identified problem is due on April the 8th. So you have to have identified a problem based on like all the lessons that you have completed. Team formation will happen after you identify your problem, and the deadline is April 25. We encourage you to work in teams, and the ideal size of the team is 3 people, and the maximum size is 4 people. So again, a team is anything more than 1 person, so it's starting 2, and we are saying maximum of 4. So it could be 2, 3, or 4 people. Second deliverable will be to submit your solution, which is due on May 3rd. The third deliverable is, so after you identify your solution, really the other things are pretty easy. So this is why you have more time at the beginning to like identify your problem and then think hard about the solution based on research and everything you're going to be learning on the platform. After you identify the solution, it's going to be easier to finish the rest of the deliverables or submissions. So you have the social business model canvas, or if you want to call it, it's the business plan. And you have the snapshots of your prototype. And finally, the link to your video pitch. So basically, you can follow us on social media, and we would like to interact with you. And we will be definitely following up closely on your performance on the platform and seeing how you're doing. Because this is a pilot program for this year, we really want to hear from you. If anything you think isn't working properly, or you have any suggestions for improvement, or you have any problem at all, just let us know. You can let your supervisor know and he will relay back to us, or directly you can contact us through our emails or on the platform itself. And now I will show you how you can do that. All right. So any questions so far before I start sharing with you the platform?
No,
Yes.
everything's clear.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
The identified solution and the problem, can we, if we later on change them, or if we write it, then it has to be it?
Yes, that's a great question. Thank you. Yes, you have a room to keep changing, and this is honestly a very integral part of the process. And for me personally, if I see that you are changing, that is a positive sign. It means that you are really following the process, you are thinking about it. Whereas if somebody like starts with something and ends up with exactly the same thing, it's a bit problematic, because probably they haven't done much in terms of effort. So I would say, yes, you can keep changing. Definitely let us know, let your supervisor know. If you have any difficulties, also let us know about that. But I don't want to say change, but like having the initial problem evolve, or actually I'm gonna say another word, having the initial problem narrowed down and having the solution evolve is a good sign. It means that you're doing things in the right way. So do not be afraid of that. But in order to avoid major changes, like you completely, entirely change the problem, it means that you didn't do your job properly from the beginning. So, yani, you have to strike a balance there, I would say. So this is why we believe that if you stick to the process and follow the process closely, you will be able to start with a good problem that you might be narrowing down further as you go along, because the biggest problem in problem identification is that usually we as like youth, your age, will identify a big problem, but in reality you cannot solve a big problem. So you have to narrow it down in order to have a better chance of solving it. So this is what will happen. So hopefully, like after a week or so, you'll say, oh, like that, this is too general, it's too broad, it's too difficult for me to solve. So let me think, how can I have, you know, a more specific problem to solve? But yeah, if you do your research properly at the beginning, the changes won't be like severe or like drastic, I would say. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Most welcome. All right, so now I will share with you, 1 second. I'll share with you the platform. So this is how it looks like. Did you receive, first of all, the email from our site regarding your username and password? Yes, no. Did you check your email? So I want to warn you that the email could have been passed to your spam. So make sure you check there if you didn't receive it. Mr. Yusuf, do you know if they have received the email?
As I know, they received the email. There's only, I guess, Rima on who didn't receive it.
Rima on. Okay, we'll double check that.
I know I received the invitation link for this meeting.
Yes, but this is different. So you should have received an email from Shabab Lab. Did you check in your spam? So depending on your like mail server in Gmail, sometimes it goes to promotions, for example. In Outlook, it might go to spam or junk or whatever it's called. So just double check that. If you still don't receive it, we will send it again. So we sent you an email with your username and password to make sure that you can sign in. So as you can see, I'm signed in with my credentials. And if you want to change your password, you can simply go to account. And here you will change your password, okay? So you will add a new password and repeat it and save changes. It will change your password. If you want to update your profile and to complete your profile, you can simply upload a profile picture, a cover picture, and so on. And I want to say that you should be able to see that you are, so I don't know why I'm not in any group. So you should be able to see that you have already 2 groups that you are enrolled in, which are Web for Change and a Web for Change Rawdah High School. So you have a group for the entire course program and everybody who is taking it, and you have another group for your school only. So if you go to My Lab, okay, so now here you can see teacher dashboard. You won't see this on your account because you're not a teacher, but Mr. Yusuf will have this because he's gonna be your supervisor and will have he will have access to your work basically. So if you go to My Lab, you will find the courses. Okay, so on courses, if you go to courses, you will find that you have a Web for Change. Here I'm enrolled in all the courses in on the module, but in your case it will be a Web for Change. So you click on it, and basically you can start with the content. Here you can see the entire table of content. And in your case, you will see that a lot of the modules didn't start yet, and you just have access to the first one. This is based on the table that I showed you earlier. So if you start with the introduction to social innovation, all right, I'm gonna show you one thing. Okay, so here you have a description. This is the video, and you always have a transcription as well. There's an important thing. Can you see this button at the bottom right corner? So it's a reddish chat button. This will allow you, if you click on it, to write down any issues Okay. All right, and this will be sent to our support team who will check it, and since they have access to your like email address, phone number, they will either reply by email or maybe they can send you over WhatsApp and check with you what's wrong so we solve the issue. So definitely this should, like any technical issues that you have on the platform, just report them here or by email, or like if you report them to Mr. Yusuf, he will relay back to us. But like if you have content issues, I would say you can definitely do it here, but maybe you want to mention it to Mr. Yusuf and he will relay back to us. Here is like mainly if something's not working, something is wrong, you are facing a problem. But it's not like I have a question on how to identify my problem. So maybe this should go through Mr. Yusuf and we can help as well. So this is a video, it's just a normal video that you can watch, but I want to show you one thing. Inside the videos, we have made sure to make them a bit interactive and engaging. So you will find out that there are sometimes questions that you need to answer. So yeah, that's me. And I believe that my internet is a bit slow. All right, so this is a question, for example, click the various 21st century skills mentioned in the text below. So you have to like read the text, it's just one paragraph. And we are telling you there are 10 right answers. So you have to, for example, identify the right answers. Okay, so it's just for you to engage a bit with the content. All right. Okay. So, and you put check. So I have to scroll down a little bit here. All right, so I got 9 out of 10 and you can show solution. Research was missing in my case. So it's just for us to make sure you're like engaging and interacting with the content. After the first module here, you're gonna find like a mark complete button that you have to press in order to move to the second lesson. All right, so lessons are not always videos. Sometimes you will find that a lesson in this case is a survey, and you need to fill the survey for us to know how much you already know about the topics that we are covering, for us to provide your school with a report on how your skills have improved throughout the program, because we don't want to like just have one at the end and say, oh, like all of this is because of the program. We want to make sure that the comparison is sound, it's based on like actual data. And this is why we'll have 3 surveys in the program, one at the beginning, so before you like cover any material, one at the middle of it after you have finished half of it, and one at the end of it after you have finished the whole thing, where we assess again, like, and you're gonna find a lot of similar questions so that we can compare and see how your skills have improved with time, if they have improved with time, to also measure our performance and how we can be better. Sometimes I want to show you some other modules, some other lessons. So this is, again, it's a video. I will show you, maybe this one is not a video. You will sometimes find out that some lessons are made of like simple components. For example, here we're just giving you some examples of social innovation. For example, accessibility technology, you simply flip the card to read more about it. So this is like to enrich your knowledge in this area and give you various interesting examples that you can relate with. All right, so, and here again, you'll have a mark complete that so for example, this will take you 5 minutes. This lesson is like very short. The one after it is, for example, excuse my internet connection. The one after it is a discussion forum. So you have to take a quiz, and based on the results of the quiz, you have to fill a forum, and I believe we need to reset this, Wasim. So we need to, like, Joy is definitely a newcomer, but the other ones we have been testing, and we need to remove the irrelevant posts. So you will simply okay, flexible and powered. So I'm not sure if Joy actually did the test, because she didn't tell us what kind of entrepreneur she is. So there's a link, you take a quiz and you tell us what kind of entrepreneur you are. You can reply to Joy saying, oh, it's great you're independent, but which one of the 4 types were you in the quiz, and so on. So it's a way for you to interact with each other. And afterwards, yeah, I want to show you maybe one lesson where you have external resources. So sometimes you have supplementary material. So we give you like additional links or videos, which we didn't create. So for example, when we talk about the sustainable development goals, there are some great tools online that you can use. So this one, for example, No Point Going Halfway, it's a great video. You'll enjoy it a lot if you watch it. Like, we recommend you do these, although they are not mandatory. But the more you do, like if you cover the whole material, the better you understand, and the better this will be like instilled in your mind, basically. And I would like to say that this whole module, for example, the whole thing, although it might look long, like, oh my God, it's 11 lessons. Wow. But the whole thing will not take 1 hour. If you want to do it in one sitting, it won't take you more than 1 hour. So it might look like it's a lot, but it's not really. All right, now I want to show you another thing. It's like, and like, yeah, as you move along, you'll find out that different lessons have different components and so on. And I want now to show you, okay, so this is, the assignment is still misplaced. We're still fixing a few things. The lean canvas. All right, so this, I don't know, Wasim, where's the assignment that we need to show? Okay, it seems to be here. Okay, so we're still like modifying a few things just to make things a bit more user-friendly. So like in the Lean model canvas, this won't be here, it will be moved to a better place, but you'll have an assignment, and simply the assignment is the submission. As I mentioned, it's not graded, okay? You simply have to browse, like find your right file that you filled and simply upload it. And your supervisor will be notified that you submitted an assignment, and they can check it. Well, after they check it, they will either approve it, meaning that bravo, you passed, this is good enough. They can also have a comment on it, or maybe they will tell you in the comment, like, please repeat it, there's something wrong with it, etc. So this is basically it. As I mentioned, this is like somehow work in progress. We are still testing this, and this is why we really need your feedback. Once you start, of course, doing the lessons, if you think there's something that is not working, any technical issues, let us know as soon as possible. We are keen to make this better. We are keen to make this enjoyable, to make it fun, and of course, an unforgettable experience that will help you again become future leaders, change makers, social innovators. And believe me, the world needs this. Like, the world needs people who are untraditional, they think out of the box, and they want to serve the community and use innovation and technology and entrepreneurship to make the world a better place. So yeah, this is it for me. If you have any questions, please let me know.
It seems that everything is clear for the students.
All right, so again, guys, this is a two-way conversation, I would say. As I mentioned, we are looking forward to hear from you, to know if anything isn't working properly, is not clear. You would like, I don't know, to suggest something new, because like you have been now doing some virtual learning, e-learning, and we know that you might be able to have some really good ideas on how this could be better. So again, we are counting on hearing from both the students and the supervisors from every school. And please do not be shy to like share anything with us. Just like we would love to hear you. We want to listen from you. And again, the whole purpose of this is to serve the youth, to serve you guys, to make sure that you gain the skills you need to thrive in the tough world that we live in, and to be, again, to stand out from your peers, and really to have skills that the current workplace or the future workplace needs from you. So we promise you, if you complete the program and you follow the process, that you will enjoy it. You will have something to be proud of by the end of it. And again, you will have something to speak about and something to make you stand out. And at the same time, you will be helping the world around you.